Hey, what's up, guys? Devil Dog Gamer here, bringing you another Marine Corps Mondays, and bringing you some sniper gameplay on Domination Lockdown. And I don't usually quickscope much. I try to do it. I was a big quickscoper back in COD4, but gave it a shot. Did pretty good. I think I went like 42 and 12 or 42 and like 20 something in this round. Anyways, I get my new computer tomorrow. I'm gonna post a video of it. Pretty much everything's going to stay the same. I'm going to get probably 2 more drives because I have 1 SSD, and I'm going to get 2 freaking hard drives, and then maybe change out the graphics card. It's only a 6770, 1 gig, and I'm probably just going to go for 2 6850s and crossfire them. I don't know, we'll see, but I'll post a video of my computer. It's going to be pretty beastly, and I'll probably get up to uploading some Arma 2 and other shit once I get that all set up. But anyways, for today's Marine Corps Mondays, I'm going to talk about SOI, and if you don't know what that is, it is School of Infantry, and that is where you go after boot camp if you're in the 03 Field Infantry. If you're not, you go to MCT, which is like Marine Combat Training, I think. It's pretty easy, it's really dumb, it just shows you how to use the basic weapons, and that's about it. It's for pogues, pretty much. But, yeah, SOI, it's not like boot camp. You don't really get yelled at. You don't get treated like dirt. At that point, you're a Marine. You call your, there's no sir. You call everybody staff sergeant, whatnot. You kind of have free reign. You wake yourself up in the morning. You get yourself ready. You get out the formation. You get back, take care of your own stuff. You don't have somebody sitting there, babysitting you the whole time. So it's pretty nice. It kind of introduces you into how, you're actually going to be in the Marines and act and everything. And, it's a lot of fun, and there's a lot of things you do with, like, night shoot, fire movements that are just a lot of fun. Get to try out all the weapon systems, AT4s. You don't get to play with mortars or like the small or anything unless that's what you're going for. That's going to be your MOS, but that gets later on down the road where you get selected for that. A lot of the Mount Town, you get to play the sim rounds with these little, I think they're like 32 caliber little plastic chalk rounds. Hurt like a bitch when you get hit, but it's fun as fuck. It's like playing extreme paintball. And a funny story about that, we were at the Mount Town at Camp Lejeune, and they have this like 5-story hotel kind of set up, and they had targets and everything set up, and the instructors were shooting at us as we were moving to the hotel, and there were about 2 platoons that went at a time. So we're getting shot at, moving to the hotel, get in, start clearing rooms and whatnot, and they have cardboard targets set up that we were supposed to shoot. So I go in, I shoot my first target, dead in the head, and he's like, what the hell? Shoot it again, you're not supposed to shoot anything once. You keep dumping rounds until it goes. So I dropped another 2 rounds in the chest. Well, we had a guy covering the hallway while we were clearing rooms, because you go in and clear rooms. And while they're in the rooms, you got guys covering the hallways on your way out, and you call yourself that you're coming out and everything. So he's covering it, and every once in a while, the instructor would pop out and start lobbing some rounds. So he saw Camies pop out in the hallway, fired, nailed him right in the nuts. Turned out to be our CO, and he was just watching, dead in the nuts. I mean, he collapsed, went to the ground. Everybody was laughing their ass off, but he was like, oh fuck. And they hurt a lot when you get hit, especially at close range. So you do a lot of fun stuff like that. But the funny thing about SOI is, like, they still have the rules. Like, at that point, I just started smoking and dipping. And if you don't smoke or dip and you're going to go and join the Marines, you will smoke and dip when you hit the Marines. I don't care what anybody says. Everybody smokes, everybody dips. It's the only way to pass time. So you go out to the field a lot, and you actually do you hike to every range. It's like 5-10 miles to each range. It sucks. Hikes suck, humps suck, they all suck. So you go out there, and you're usually out there for like a week or 2 when you go. So people bring like shit tons of cigarettes and dip and everything, and their cell phones and stuff. Well, after our first time, they're like, whoever's got shit, bring it up now, or we're searching bags. So they didn't want us bringing cigarettes, dip, any cell phones, any of that shit. So they ended up getting like piles of dip. People were turning cigarettes, PSPs, laptops, like crazy shit. You were like, why the fuck are you bringing this shit out here? So I kind of got smart at that point. I was like, I'm fucking smoking. Like, I don't care what anybody says. If I'm out there for a week telling me I'm not smoking a cigarette for a week, like, fuck that. So I got slick. I would hide, like, my pack of cigarettes. I would put it up in my sock, because we'd have, like, you know, the socks, the long socks you pull up, like, over your calf. So I'd hide it in there. Or I would actually put, like, a couple packs above my boot band, which you use to blouse the bottom of your boots. So it's kind of like an elastic band at the bottom, and it's not going to fall out. So I'd put a couple packs up there. Now, as for storing them and when I would actually smoke them, each range had porta potties. So what I would do is I'd take a Ziploc bag, put like 2 or 3 of them in there, and hide my cigarettes. I'd usually dig a little hole near where I was sleeping, bury it, you know, put my pack over it, and then I'd take the Ziploc pack with like a few cigarettes, and I'd go into the porta potty, and there's a little lip. I don't know if you've ever seen it, but where the roof meets the you know, the actual porta potty, and I would roll it up real tight, put a rubber band around it, and put it there with my lighter. And so when we had time, you know, I'd go out there and I'd smoke a cigarette in the porta potty, close the door, just sitting there, you know, and whatnot. And it was funny because a lot of the guys in you know, my platoon and stuff knew I was smoking, because they say I'd come out and it'd be like I was smoking out in there, because I'd open the door and just all this smoke would come pouring out. And there's a little like chimney sort of thing on top of the porta potty, and they say smoke was pouring out there. My instructors never found out. Well, I'd always had guys who would be like, you know, give me a cigarette, give me a cigarette. So I got smart, and I started smuggling like cartons of cigarettes, and everybody has their wallets and stuff, so I'd start charging people like freaking $10 a pack and stuff, and it was hilarious. I was making an ass ton of money out there just selling cigarettes, and you know, I had my dip, but I didn't want to share my dip. But I'd go up on the roof, and like we'd mount towns. When you were at the mount towns, you'd stay out, you know, and in the buildings and everything. So I'd go up on the roof of the building at night and just start smoking cigarettes, laying on my back. You know, the instructors wouldn't see because they stay out there with you. And it was funny because they'd catch people, like they would catch people using cell phones all the time, because we would stay in tents. We'd have a little bivouac site set up and stay in tents sometimes. And they would put on their night vision goggles while everyone's sleeping, and they'd look at the tents, and they could tell if you had a cell phone, because the tent would just light up like a Christmas tree, you know. You got night vision, you know, a light source, boom. So they go in there and just start taking cell phones from people and stuff. And, you know, that was a lot of fun, like being sneaky like that. And the hikes, though, they definitely suck. Going out to the ranges, if you fall out, too, you don't get your weekend. So it's one of those deals. And you're carrying all your equipment. You're carrying, like, if you have a girlfriend, let's say she weighs like 120 pounds, 130 pounds. Go ahead and throw her on her back. Throw her on your back and walk to the point, like fast walk to the point where you're just about to run. And that's how fast you're going with about the same amount of weight on your back. You're pretty much moving at the speed to right before you run. And that's constant. So it gets hard, and that's probably one of the harder things to do in the Marines. For me personally, it was hard. A lot of people didn't have trouble with it. There were some people who did, you know, a lot of people who did too. But it was like preference. Some people can run, some people can hike, you know what I mean? But SOI is a lot of fun stuff. Fire and movements. We do huge, like, company-wide fire moves at night fires where you're, you know, bounding, different stuff. You got the machine gun, you got machine gunner section, firing over your head at targets. So you have like tracers flying over you, all kinds of stuff. And then you got the AT4s. AT4s are a lot of fun. You know, frag grenades, room clearing. SOI was probably the most fun I had at any one of the schools. And there's a lot of cool stuff. If you like any of this, you know, Modern Warfare 2 type or Modern Warfare type stuff, you know, anything. That's the point where you get to actually experience what the Marines is like, and the stuff you're going to be doing on deployments. And some things you change. Not everything's the same. Your unit does things differently, like room clearing and everything, but you learn the basics. And, you know, it's a lot of fun. They have javelins, you know, but they're really expensive, so you only usually fire them if you have to. They have, like, sometimes they have the training simulators that are like giant video games, and they do that a lot. 50 cals, you don't really touch them there unless you're in the machine gunners and, you know, whatnot. Their 311s don't really touch them. But yeah, and then that's when you first get to experience night vision. Let me tell you about night vision. See, if you have the binocular one, it goes into 2 eyepieces to one, you know, the outward one. You have no depth perception. So the first time you ever use them, you're thinking you're about to try and step over shit that's like 10 feet away from you. and you're thinking it's right at your feet. And we did room clearing. The first time we did it, room clearing, I turned my corner and my muzzle hit the wall. I thought I was like, 5 feet farther away from the wall, and I actually was, and I just walked, rifle first, right into the wall. So night vision isn't all what it's cracked up to be, but a lot of that stuff is just really fun, and that's when everybody, if you hate boot camp, just give it till SOI, you'll like it. And I'll tell some more detailed stories of SOI another time, because I know I've been getting a lot of questions about it. But this round's wrapping up. Did alright quick scoping, had a few misses, but hey, I'm not like Sir Breeze and shit. Alright guys, make sure you leave me a comment. You got another question you want me to answer, send me a message. Alright guys, talk to you later. Peace.